Hi folks, in this video let's take a look at Jenkins job configuration to run your Playwright tests. So first of all, on Jenkins you should go to, on the left side menu, select new item, then enter the name of your project for your job. Select freestyle project, and again this is the simplest option. Simplest configuration possible, because you can also edit it as a pipeline, write it in Groovy or whatever. So yeah, freestyle project. Then you should select, this project is parameterized, enter name for string parameter, select the string parameter that it's going to be string parameter, name for this parameter, default value. So I'm going to use parameter to specify spec file name, because I'm going to use the same job to run different test suites. So parameter name, default value, you can also change it whenever you are going to trigger your job from Jenkins. This is just some explanation, description. I also use trim the string option. Then you should already have your source code management configured, whatever repository you're using, if it's GitHub, whatever, and you already should have it configured on your Jenkins admin. To have some credentials placed and everything to be able to fetch your repo. But anyway, this is where you can specify your repository, specify your branch. In my case, it's master. And then basically all you need is just this one command, npx playwright tests, and this is where our parameter is going to be used. This is your main command to run your test. Looks simple. And I also have post-built actions to archive the artifacts, to be able to download HTML report and open it in my local. So, but here I am just archiving everything from Jenkins build run. Anyway, so this is your command, but when you run your job first time, this is the same command. Yeah, and you also you would want to disable opening HTML report after your test run, so you should add this line to your config, Playwright config file in your code. Open never option, otherwise your build will never end, because it will, after each run it will be open in test report, and process will never end. So basically we'll have frozen or hanging builds. So do not forget to disable this one. And when running the first time, you need to execute some additional steps, commands to install dependencies first on Jenkins build agent. And also your build agent should already have Node.js installed to be able to run npm commands. So for the first time, instead of the command that I already showed you, that will be used in most cases after the first run, you should execute these two commands. So you can replace it's the same step: build, execute shell. It might be also execute Windows bash command or something. Both options should work. But anyway, instead of this one, just for the one time, just for the very first run, you need to put these two commands. Why? Because when your repository is going to be fetched during each run, you should already have all dependencies for your project to be installed in your Jenkins workspace for your job. So these two commands will do exactly that. npm install will install dependencies, including Playwright, and then you will need to run the second one, npx Playwright install, to install some additional browsers and all other missing parts that Playwright needs. So you need both of them, and then when you run it first time, you can replace it back to this one that we already seen in the first place. So that's the only catch. Yeah, and depending what virtual machines or network resources you will have for your usage, it might be Windows machines, it might be Linux machines to be used as a Jenkins build agent. Some additional pre-configuration might be required there, meaning like Node.js installation. And usually those that can be handled by DevOps or whoever is responsible for your Jenkins instance. Okay. And one more part, few words about Selenium Grid. If you have Selenium Grid and plan to execute your Playwright tests there, you can use command, so basically to the same command, npx Playwright, you should add this parameter as a prefix, Selenium remote URL, and pass your Selenium Grid URL. Then this way you can run your tests on Selenium Grid. Or you can you can install Jenkins plugin, Selenium Grid Jenkins plugin, and configure it over there. And then you can omit passing it as a parameter in your command. So you will, if you have this plugin installed and configured properly, then you don't need to pass this part, and it look like this exactly. If you are not running on Selenium Grid, just going to run on, for example, again, the simplest case on the same Jenkins build agent that is running the process for test execution, then you don't need that one. So that's it. Again, the command itself is pretty easy, basically the same command as you are using to run tests in your local when you run from terminal or command prompt. But the most difficult part, I guess, it's to install all the dependencies when you run first time, because I had some headache with this step because there was some Node.js missing or some older version used and so on. So, but anyway, it should give you the idea how to create a job to run your Playwright tests on Jenkins. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one.